It was a bright Saturday morning in Rainbow Park, the kind of day that feels like a big, warm hug from the sun. The air was filled with the sounds of pure joy, kids laughing as they raced each other on the grass, colorful balloons bobbing and dancing in the gentle breeze, and the distant, happy jingle of the ice cream truck. The sun itself seemed to be smiling down, casting a golden glow on everything and everyone. It was a perfect day. Subtly, a tiny flash of brown fur darted into the middle of all the fun. It was a puppy, so small and so cute, with big, worried eyes. He stood frozen, looking around as if he'd just landed on a new planet. His little tail, which should have been wagging like crazy, was tucked between his legs, and he let out a tiny, frightened whimper. A kind-hearted girl named Emma, who was busy tying her shoelaces, noticed him first. Her heart melted instantly. She slowly walked over, making sure not to scare him. "Oh no," she whispered softly, her voice full of concern. "Are you lost, little guy?" The puppy looked up at her, and his quiet barks. Emma knelt down and gently checked his collar. There was no phone number, but she did find a small, shiny, heart-shaped tag. Engraved on it was a single word. "Buddy." "Buddy," Emma said, stroking his soft fur. "What a sweet name." "Don't you worry, Buddy. We're going to find your family." Trotting nervously by her side, Emma and her friends launched a full-scale investigation. They became detectives on a mission. First, they went to the ice cream seller, a cheerful man with a big mustache. "Have you seen anyone looking for a puppy?" Emma asked, holding Buddy up. The man shook his head. "Sorry, kiddo. Haven't seen a thing, but he sure is cute." Next, they approached the balloon man, who was surrounded by a rainbow of floating shapes. He was busy handing a bright red balloon to a little girl. "Excuse me, sir," Emma's friend asked. "This puppy is lost. Do you know who he belongs to?" The balloon man squinted and thought for a moment, but then shook his head, too. Their search continued. They asked the kids on the swings, the families having picnics on their checkered blankets, and even the ducks swimming in the pond, just in case. But nobody knew Buddy. With every nobody's little whines grew a bit louder and sadder. Emma started to feel a knot of worry in her stomach. What if they couldn't find his owner? What would happen to this sweet little puppy? She gave him a reassuring hug, trying to stay brave for both of them. Just when their hope was starting to fade, they heard a new sound cutting through the happy noise of the park, the sound of someone crying. A little boy, no older than Emma, ran into the park, his face streaked with tears. He was calling out a name over and over again. "Buddy! Buddy! Where are you?" At a sound of his name, Buddy's ears perked up. His head snapped in the direction of the voice. And then, like a little rocket, he took off. He bounded across the grass, his tail finally wagging so fast it was just a blur. The little boy saw him, and his tears of sadness turned into tears of joy. "Buddy!" he cried, dropping to his knees. Buddy jumped right into his arms, covering his face with happy licks. The boy hugged Buddy so tightly, burying his face in his soft fur. "Oh, Buddy, I was so scared. I thought I'd lost you forever." He looked up at Emma, his eyes shining with gratitude. "Thank you," he said, his voice wobbly. "Thank you so much for finding him. You saved him." The boy reached into his pocket and pulled out a colorful, woven friendship bracelet. He held it out to Emma. "Here," he said. "This is for you." Emma's face lit up as she accepted the gift. It was more than just a bracelet. It was a symbol of their new connection. From that day on, Emma and the boy, whose name was Leo, became the best of friends. Rainbow Park, already a happy place, seemed to become the happiest place in the entire town. It was a beautiful reminder that kindness, just like a lost puppy, always finds its way home. Thanks so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more heartwarming tailies. See you next time.